Hey! Everybody get ready for the greatest sports show. It's those dudes. We're back. One more time. It's those dudes from XO Sports Talk. Episode number 26. We're going to get it popping right now. Let's go, fellas. Let's go. What's up?
What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing?
Hey. What's
Good,
up?
good.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready.
All right.
Love the brand behind me.
It's all about that.
The Steeler brand.
To get a little bit more representative, I'll get some black and yellow.
Oh, man.
Anyway, at this time, XO Sports Talk would like to thank you for your support. We are now on all streaming platforms. Please feel free to post any comments and suggestions on how we can improve the show. If this is your first time tuning in or listening, please subscribe to the channel and tap the notification bell. Please continue to tell family and friends about the show. And we will also like to give a special shout out to our listeners in the Philippines and Canada tonight tuning in. Once again, thank you so much for your support.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you
All
all.
over the globe, man.
Thank you.
We're going global.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
Local brand.
Yeah, been to Canada, Montreal, Quebec, Toronto, Old Quebec. Damn, never been to the Philippines. I would love to go down there.
Hey.
Yes.
Put it on the list.
Yeah, it's on my bucket list. Yeah.
Go live from there one day.
Oh man, Malcolm, World Series update.
Yes. It was a great World Series. Congratulations to the Atlanta Braves. I called it and they did it. Great job, Atlanta. ATL, stand up ATL. They won the last game with 7-0. Great pitching, great hitting, timely hitting. Great job. The MVP, Jorge Soler. The guy is from they picked him up halfway, during the trade. During the trade deadline, they picked him up from Kansas City. The kid was a beast in the playoffs. He was a great addition to them. So once again, hats off to the ATL Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
Good job.
26 years. By the way, there's somebody else who ain't won it in 26 years. In that same year, they won theirs. But we ain't gonna say no names yet. There's a football team out there. High hopes. No name.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, my hat's off to Atlanta Braves. They represented the National League well, and they beat my Dodgers. So, okay, Atlanta, I tip my hat to you. ATL, I love y'all anyway. Yeah.
You had no other choice. They prevented you guys from going to the World Series.
Knocked you out.
Yeah, that's what they did. We'll be back.
Fine. Nobody remembers the runner-up.
Oh,
Who's the runner-up? Who?
The Blue will be back. Go LA. I love LA.
Yeah.
Dodger who?
Yeah, here's a segment for you, Emerson. College football update, please.
All right, man. When you asked for it, you got it. Listen, the AP Top 25 college football rankings has been bouncing all over the place. We got a new team that just moved into our top 5, which I'm going to give you on tonight. But listen, those Georgia Bulldogs, they cruised by the Florida Gators and routed them 34-7. They remain 8-0 right now. The Bearcats, the Cincinnati Bearcats, listen, they remain unbeaten right now with a 31-12 blowout, another blowout win for the Cincinnati Bearcats. I'm telling you, that team is on the move. In Alabama, they stay at number 3 in the AP poll this week on a bye week, and their next game, they face some tough competition this week. They got to play LSU, so watch out. That's going to be a good game to watch on Saturday. The Oklahoma Sooners, they're at 9-0, and they remain unbeaten, and they put a thumping on Texas Tech, and they remain at 9-0 right now. In the game that I just had to go crazy over when I was watching it, the Michigan State, the Spartans, they came back in a comeback victory over Michigan Wolverines to win 37-33. What a game it was. I'm telling you. And that's an in-state rivalry right there.
Yep.
Big Hats go off to Michigan State. They were number 9. They just moved into the top 5. Michigan State, watch out. That's Magic Johnson's alma mater. So he was happy about that. So let's see what happens, y'all. Going forward, college football, watch out. Everything changes week by week.
One question. Why Harbaugh can never win the big game with Michigan?
You know what? That's a question.
And my thing is, with all these coaches being fired mid-season, which is crazy. I think it's crazy, firing at the end of the season. Why does he still have a job? I mean, because he has done nothing for them.
He has a great resume, he's Harbaugh.
He's a Harbaugh. That's it.
That's what it is.
Harbaugh.
Well, they can continue having a horrible season. They can continue having a horrible season.
Horrible. Well, I tell you what, they better pick up the slack right now, because I don't know what might happen come playoff time.
Maybe change his khakis and wear some jeans or something.
That ain't gonna help.
Maybe need to put on a suit and tie like Dan Reeves used to wear on the sidelines.
Oh boy. They are alive tonight, folks. What's next? The NFL. Mama, there goes that bad man, Aaron Rodgers, into the doctor's office. Positive for COVID. Green Bay Packers and the NFL knew Aaron Rodgers wasn't vaccinated. Emerson.
I need some music from Brian first, though.
I couldn't tell you what to do. Let's see.
Oh, man.
Potential.
Good, man.
Listen, man. Aaron Rodgers, he's one of my guys, man. He's just a great quarterback. But right now with this COVID thing going on, he fumbled the ball to me. It's affecting too many people are at risk. He needs to take this on the chin right now, because there was a lot of controversy surrounding this whole NFL season going forward, that we was trying to make sure we can get fans in the stands and get back to some normalcy. So Aaron Rodgers, I'm a little disappointed on how this kind of played out. We are going to have to sit back and wait and see what the powers that be and see what happens.
Malcolm.
Let's call a spade a spade. He's a liar. Let's be straight here. He lied to the reporters. Okay, if his team knew and they helped the lie, they helped to cover the lie. And if the NFL knew, somebody else who helped to cover the lie. So I know a lot more will come out of this as the days will fold. But let me say something. This man isn't vaccinated, and he's going in the conference room and in the press room with no mask, like he's John Wick or Billy Badass. And not only that, he's touching other players and dabbing them up on the other teams after the game is over. Like, these people got family. Some of these players got young kids, who are 1 and 2 years old, and they got to go back to their family. My thing is this. They should not sugarcoat this. He better be fined. The team better be fined. He better be suspended. I don't care if he plays or not, whatever it is, especially me, he's a Cowboy fan, but that's beyond the point. It's bigger than football. The fact that he lied, was it? Not vaccinated. It's just crazy. He is. If they covered it up, they better do some darn bit apologizing, because there's a lot of people that should be apologizing. Because there's a protocol when he comes to work every day. He should be tested every day if he's not vaccinated. And I'm pretty sure they didn't do that. You know what I mean? If he gets on every plane, every car or whatever bus they get on and everything, he's with the team. You're hurting the team, but that's on them. I think it's a terrible job. If the NFL did know about it, it's a terrible job in the NFL. And if the Packers definitely knew about it, that's even a worse job by them. I don't care how much you're paying them.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a good look. As Emerson said, he looks socially irresponsible. The thing I want to know is who is ultimately going to take the fall for it. Because if they knew, and I've been saying, I think Aaron Rodgers, he's going to lawyer up. And why should he take the fall if the NFL knew and the Green Bay Packers knew? At the end of the day, you go to work, there's rules in place, you don't follow them, it's up to the organization to enforce those rules. Now, I'm not commending him for it, and I don't think he should be let off the hook, but I'm very interested to see who's going to take the fall for this. And if they knew, well, I want to know what their reason was for him not following protocols. And what does that say? What message are you sending to the rest of the league? So I want to see how this unfolds. Very interested.
Brian.
Yep. On that last part, what T just said, we're going to see how this unfolds, but somebody's got to be to ultimately take the blame for this. Whether that be the team, the organization, NFL, or Rodgers. But you do wish he showed a little bit more ownership and what he's doing. You being around your teammates and everything. And what impact will this have on the team? Will this fracture the team and half of the team be alienated by what he's done? Because people do it, like Malcolm said, people have families and their family members may have ailments.
Yes.
So it's much bigger than football, and it's more bigger than just yourself. You have to think about others. That's what this whole thing is about. So I'm going to see what happens with this, because I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Eyes are on the league, how they do this. Certain people can't get certain passed by, or certain escapes or something like that.
Yes, it could. I mean, it could put them in a bad light too, because if you look at the NBA right now, they're doing their due diligence and doing their job.
The person that I put the blame on is Roger Goodell. He is the NFL commissioner. He wanted a lot of power under the collective bargaining agreement with the NFL Players Association. They gave it to him. Roger Goodell was supposed to step in and say, stop right there.
Okay.
You put your mask on the sidelines. You put your mask on when you come to the press conference. Roger Goodell saw Aaron Rodgers do the press conference with no mask on for 8 games and said nothing. So a player, whether he's right or wrong, you are the commissioner of the league. And you're supposed to say, I don't care who you are. These are the rules. And he didn't do it. He let the player dictate to him. It's going to cost Green Bay Sunday. It's going to cost in the ratings on Sunday. So, good job, Roger Goodell.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be the fall guy.
Odell Beckham of the Cleveland Browns' father said, Baker Mayfield stinks. The Cleveland Browns organization said to Odell, coming to practice, you can go home.
Bye-bye.
Don't call us. We'll call you.
Woo, they sent them home.
Sent them home.
Man.
Now, Malcolm.
Yes.
How do you feel about Odell Beckham going home?
Well, put it this way. He wasn't playing anyway. I didn't know he played because Baker Mayfield ignored him that much when he was running his routes. He said, you keep going. Let me throw it to Landry so he can drop it 3 times. You know what I mean? while Landry got two people on him, I'm gonna throw it to Landry while you basically beat your man on the out, and we ain't gonna throw it to you. The writing was on the wall. They don't want nothing to do with him. They tried to trade him. Nobody would take that contract. Nobody. They said, we don't want nothing to do with it. If you release him, we'll sign him for the league minimum. But like he said, they're playing games with him right now. Nobody's touching him. He's like a plague right now. Nobody wants to touch him. But like you said, you made your bed, now lie in it, man. Like I said, they basically don't want nothing to do with you. They basically don't even call no plays your way. So it is what it is. You're out there, you're just basically a decoy. So good luck. Good luck, Cleveland. Good luck, Odell.
Malcolm,
Yes.
you're a little cold right now.
Nah, those are the facts, man.
Okay.
Just trying to straighten the facts.
Emerson.
It's a little disappointing to me because I had Cleveland playing in the AFC Championship game
It ain't over yet.
this year. But you take Odell Beckham away from this team. I think he's a playmaker in this league, and I think he's been frustrated over these last few games. I think he probably had a talk with Keyshawn Johnson, and Keyshawn Johnson told him to say, "Well, throw me the damn ball," and they haven't been throwing him the damn ball. So that's been an issue. And from what I understand, him and his star quarterback, they haven't spoken this week. Since I guess last week sometime. That's not a good sign. There's so much confusion within the organization. Is he on the team? Is he going to be released? Like Malcolm stated also. So I'm not sure what's going on inside the Cleveland organization right now, but somebody better do something about it and do it fast.
Tell me what you think, Terry.
Well, I just think it doesn't look good for Odell. Like Malcolm said, nobody wants to touch that contract. Best thing that can happen for him is he gets released. To be honest with you, I'm really not a believer in Baker Mayfield. Not to say that he's not a good quarterback, but the man we just talked about, Aaron Rodgers, if Odell Beckham was on Green Bay, do you guys think that he would get Odell Beckham the ball?
Yes.
Exactly.
Very good point.
So, I mean, again, it didn't work out. They tried it. They tried again. Best of luck to Cleveland. But like Malcolm said, I hope that Odell gets released so he can get on a team. And again, he's not off the hook because he hasn't been OBJ in a while. We haven't seen him. So wherever he goes, he's gonna have to show and prove. So we'll see what happens. Stay tuned.
Brian.
And I think OBJ still got some stuff left in the tank. I'm going to look at the offensive coordinator and the head coach. Film doesn't lie. If Odell is open, why isn't he getting the ball? What is going on? This wasn't just happening in one game. This has been going on for a while where he's been getting 1 reception, 2 receptions. Something's not right. And this team, everybody had high expectations. Not that the season is over, but you thought they were going to run away with it because they were stacked everywhere on paper.
Everywhere on paper.
Yeah. Got a good running game. You got good defense. Got an elite wide receiver. You got some other good wide receivers too. So there's no excuse. And with Baker, I think he's a good quarterback. I think they make him a little bit better than I think he is. So the coach needs to look at this situation and figure out what they're going to do. But if they release OBJ, that's good for him because I think he needs a change of scenery. And he's been pretty quiet. He hasn't really exploded like you'll see past receivers have done. He's been pretty quiet about this. So we'll see what they do. It looked like they're going to release him.
Yeah, they're going to have to.
Yeah.
Well, this is the last year on his contract that the money's guaranteed.
Mm.
2022, 2023. He's got 27 million and some change on the last 2 years of the contract. None of that is guaranteed.
They're going to release him.
One of the
gotta
problems
release him.
that I have is I would have sat down with him and said, explain to me, was this your father or you that you went out of here?
I don't
Because-
have a problem with that.
What his father said, now every father's going to love his kid, but you also got to respect that this is your son's job. Whether you agree with the quarterback, you still have to have a line to respect that this is your son's job. Your son is playing for a team. It's not that your son is playing tennis, golf, that is individual sport. This is a team sport where that you're taking players from all over, whether it's race, religion, bringing these guys together to play as a team. And they don't need a father to come on the sideline to tweet and say, the quarterback stinks. Well, your son was just sent home.
Yeah.
Now, I don't understand Cleveland right now. You sent him home, so now you're going to have to pay him for Sunday. So do you want to just release him?
Of course they do.
Or, well, if you want to release him, why are you holding on 2 days? Cut bait.
Oh.
Don't keep him around and say, well, we sent him home day 2.
But what makes no sense is this happened then, and the trade deadline just passed, and they didn't do anything.
They couldn't get anything for him.
Well, I don't know about that. Well, I guess.
Just that contract, Brian.
Yeah.
That contract.
And I think they're looking that they're mad at Beckham, but for some odd reason, I think they still want to keep him. Because you don't tell a guy, go home for day 2. If you had enough, goodbye. Adios. Day 2, you still holding on to him?
Well, quick question then. Who would you say has fault? Baker or Odell?
Who would I say?
I'd say Baker. You're the face of the franchise.
If you're watching the game,
Yeah, if we're not talking about the annex, we're talking about on the field.
Baker.
If I'm going by the field, Brian, I got to go. I don't know.
Baker.
The wide receiver can't pass the ball to himself.
But the problem is, Baker shouldn't be in the game.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
If you know that the guy's got a busted, a damaged shoulder, and Case Keenum is your backup, who's a pretty good backup, why aren't you not playing him?
Not a throwing shoulder, it's his other shoulder.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, if you get sacked and you land on that shoulder, you're not going to want to get hit anymore.
But this is more than just one game. Not just one game.
I mean, they've drawn plays, from what I heard, game plans to get Beckham the ball. I mean, I will have to go back, watch some of the games, and see. But I know they do game plan to get Beckham the ball. So why isn't he getting? Is he not getting open? That needs to be answered.
Nah, he's getting open. They showed he's getting open.
I'm saying.
So do you blame the coach?
The offensive coordinator, the film don't lie.
I mean, do you blame the coach and say, hey, you know what? You got a bad shoulder. You're sitting. Case, come in the game.
Yeah.
The coach had an out. The coach had an out to say, you know what? you're hurt. You're looking at the film and you're seeing the mistakes that the quarterback is making. No, you know what? I got Case Keenum. We're going to ride this wave.
It's the week of the backup quarterbacks. They all played well.
Stay tuned.
The backup quarterbacks.
Daryl Green in the chat tonight. Duck in the chat.
Yo,
What's up, Duck?
What's up, there, Duck? Thanks.
Duck, what's up, man?
Shout out to Duck.
Next week you can call in. We'll have it all set up for you. So
How about that? How about that, Duck?
Yeah.
How about that?
You like that?
Like that, huh? You like that, huh?
Oh. Pray for them, Daryl. Pray for them. Derrick Henry, Tennessee Titans running back, foot surgery, out for the season. Titans signs future Hall of Famer Adrian Peterson. Emerson, how do you feel about that?
Man, devastating. Derrick Henry was having an MVP type season. He's the engine that makes that offense go. It's just, you hate to see this happen to a player of his caliber. He's a must-watch. He's must-watch TV on Sundays. You want to see Derrick Henry with the football in his hands, seeing a man of that size and as athletic as he is to be able to run people over and run around people and catch swing passes out of the backfield and just do all the things that he does on the football field. I feel terrible for the Tennessee Titans organization right now with this injury, but you're bringing in one of the guys that I have admired for a long time since he came out of Oklahoma, AP Adrian Peterson. I think he can come in there and do an admirable job helping the running game and trying to solidify that running game going forward. He's not Derrick Henry, and we know he's not the Adrian Peterson of 5-6 years ago, but I think he can give them quality minutes there in the backfield and be able to help them sustain some drives, running, getting some of those tough yards or those dirty yards, as they say, going forward.
Malcolm.
Tell you, this is a crushing blow to the Titans. I mean, he's truly was in the MVP running because the man is truly a beast. He's literally carrying that team, literally. I mean, the man's a great player. He's a great talent. You know, it's sad to see, you know, our good players in the NFL go down, you know, with typical injuries, whether it's knee, foot, or, you know, shoulder or whatever. It's sad when our great players go out, or any player for that matter. But, you know, as far as Adrian Peterson's, you know, who knows? He might have found a fountain of youth. I doubt that because Ponce de Leon don't come through wherever he was, you know, so he ain't drinking that water. He must be drinking that Flint water. Anyway, my point is, the thing about it is the fact that, you know, the Titans are crushing blow, and this definitely changed the face of the AFC because the defense with him and the fact that they were moving the ball, the chemistry was just great, you know. So it's tough. It's a tough blow for the AFC, you know, for football itself.
Barry.
Yeah, it's bad news for Tennessee. Like Malcolm said, they had good chemistry. Looked like they found their rhythm, and they were playing some good football. The good news is his surgery went well. It's going to take him some time to rehab. They're still optimistic that he could return towards the end of the season.
Do it.
It's a long shot, but but the other good news is they picked up Adrian Peterson. Good back. He is a little older now. We know what he has done in the past. And you're not asking him to be great. You're just asking him to come in, take care of the football, keep the defense honest, so you can move the ball a little bit downfield, passing. The bad news is they start off against the Rams Sunday at SoFi. So, and I'm not even sure if Peterson's going to be ready for that game. and I know he has to go through some conditioning drills. So, but we'll see. The journey's going to start now.
It's not gonna matter. They would have lost anyway.
Oh, brother.
But can I say one more thing about Adrian Peterson? He's a great blitz pickup blocker in the passing game.
Well, they're going to need it against the Rams.
Yeah,
Definitely. Vaughn
Definitely.
Miller on there now.
Yeah. Brian.
yeah. That's another thing. I got to see if Vaughn is playing.
He doesn't have anything left in the tank, I don't think.
Yeah, it was
Think
heartbreaking to
it's-
see that he went down. I know I had concerns about Henry having so many carries. He was averaging 30, 40 carries a game. And I thought this may happen. But they went back to the old recipe, which was winning, and they was giving Henry the ball. So what do you do? But picking up Adrian Peterson, I think it's going to be a good move. I know he is older, but with the season only being half, where we at 8 games, I think he can do it. I think he'll be fresh, stop not having to play a whole season. He got the same kind of running style, aggressive, attacking. So I think he's going to be, he'll be commendable for what they need. They'll still be able to run the play actions off of them. I don't think they're going to win Sunday, but I think they'll be okay.
For me, I hate to sound like a mean old bad guy, but somebody's got to do it.
You are.
Yeah, I am. Yep. I want Derrick Henry to heal from this injury. I want him to have a successful career. On that note, as far as the Titans organization, good for you. For the simple fact of this, Malcolm, Emerson, remember this. Earl Campbell. They ran Earl Campbell right into the ground. And the organization said they would never do that to another running back again. And if you remember, they had about 3 different running backs for the Houston Oilers. One was Rozier, and I forgot the other 2. And they made a promise as an organization that they would never do that to another running back. This young man, they were running him right down into the ground. With those many carries that he was getting, you were bound to get something to happen. And you had a draft. You went for defense. You didn't look to get another running back to complement this young man. It was Henry. Well, how many times do you think you're going to take a running back the size of that man and keep pounding him that something's not going to give? And I hope that this is not the beginning of something wearing down on this young man.
Brother, that was a good call. I forgot that Tennessee was the former Houston Oilers because they moved to Tennessee. That was a good call. I didn't think about that. That was a very good call there.
Earl Campbell.
Yep.
Earl Campbell was a monster. He was a monster.
Yes, he was.
Atlanta Falcons, Calvin Ridley steps away from the NFL to work on his mental health. Emerson.
Listen, my heart goes out to that young fella early in his career. I'm hoping that he can get the help that he needs to be able to address this problem. And I'm wishing him the best. He's a tremendous athlete, but I think right now this is bigger than football. And I hope he can get all the help that he needs and all the support that he can get. We're pulling for you, Calvin.
Mm-hmm. Malcolm.
Well, everything with sports today is, mental health, and which is, eye popping because everybody's coming out, and this young man, if he needs that break, hope he gets the help and everything he needs, because he's truly one of the great receivers of the game. And it's sad to see that happen, but like you said, your mind and your body, you need to take care of that first. So good luck, young man. I hope you get all the help you need. Good luck.
Harry.
Yeah, I mean, you got to take care of your mental health. Mentally, you have to be there to perform physically. My heart goes out to him and his family. I hope he gets well. And, I like to commend him. I know he did send out something. I think he posted something on Twitter just thanking his teammates and the Falcons organization, fans, all his friends and family, for their support during this time. So just the fact that he took the time out to do that, even though he's going through whatever he's dealing with right now, I think that's very respectful of him.
Ryan.
Yep, and I also would like to acknowledge and commend him for stepping away and doing what he needs to do. Because health, whether that be mentally or physically, number one. Sports is just that. It's entertainment, it's sports. But knowing that this is a livelihood or a source of income, and to be able to step away and say, I have to do what's best for me, gotta commend that. And hopefully everything works out for the best for him.
Yeah. And I commend the kid, Calvin Ridley, for doing that, because we think of athletes at times, the glamour, the sports, the cars, the ladies. And he basically said, you know what? That comes last right now. My mental health is more important than the game, than what all the game can give me. I have to take care of myself first. And I know his family must be very proud of him. So kudos to Mr. Ridley. This young man, Jameis Winston of the New Orleans Saints, surgery on his knee, out for the season. Harry.
Again, another heartbreaking injury, not only to the team, but to Jameis Winston. I mean, he seemed to be finding himself this year. He became the starter, and he played well. He had some really good games. I believe they beat the Bucs twice this year. Am I right in saying that? I could be wrong, but I know they did win this past Sunday. But they have some options right now to replace him. Taysom Hill, I think, is coming back from a concussion. Option that's out there for them. I know he did put his, straw in the hat. Phillip Rivers said he'd be willing to come to the organization, but they haven't reached out to him. So I think, honestly, that the Saints, Sean Payton, he's willing to just play with what he has right now until he can find the right fit for that offense and the team. I don't think they're going to go out and do anything crazy, try to pick up somebody, in my opinion. So just a bummer right now for the Saints.
Malcolm. Yeah, the Saints lost a good one. I mean, it's tough losing your starting quarterback. I mean, as anyone who has a good team would know that. I mean, it's tough to win without your leader there, and you just hope that the backup can win and at least do what he is. They're backups for a reason. That's why they're backups. I mean, so it doesn't last that long. I mean, Sean Payton, Brother T said it best, they're going to have to go with what they got. There's nothing out there in the market. I mean, there's no quarterback truly out there that you could pull, from the grocery store or from the gas station pumping gas to go get you and learn the plays and do whatever it is you got to do. It's a long process to be a quarterback on that team. You can find somebody who may know your system that you cut maybe earlier this year, but it doesn't look good for the Saints. But good luck to them, and we'll see what happens. I mean, Sean Payton's a good coach, so let's see what he does with this mix.
Emerson.
Well, Malcolm, I need to back you up on that. Go backwards a little bit. There was a player who was bagging groceries, and he was the starting quarterback the next week, played for the Denver Broncos. That was I want to say it was last year. He was working at a grocery store or something one week, and then he was the starting quarterback the next week for the Denver Broncos.
Yeah,
I think he only knew 2 plays.
That's when all the quarterbacks had caught COVID that year.
He only knew 2 plays, but they were running those 2 plays. But anyway, back to Jameis Winston. Listen, it's really sad to see him go down like he did. He was starting to really put this whole thing together. I think he was comfortable in that offense. I think Sean Payton made that offense tailor-made for him. And now to see him go down like this, because I thought he had really began to see what was going on the field, his progressions and everything that he was doing as a quarterback and what helps you to be successful in the NFL. It's just sad to see him go down. And I hope the league can add some more players. Since you added 17 games, add a few more players to that roster going forward next year. Hopefully they can do that. A lot of injuries this year. A lot of injuries.
Definitely.
Add some more players.
I'm all choked up about that. Brian.
Oh, man. It's
I
cold,
feel bad
man.
for
It's cold.
Winston. Like T said, he was playing well. I think Sean Payton's offense has shown that he can make a quarterback look pretty good. I would say one thing with this injury and with the quarterback situation, does this throw up so much for this year? Does this throw for next year Watson in the mix for them? Their team is right there. They're playing well. Just figuring if you had a good quarterback, what they can really be doing. So I wonder if I'm wondering will that put him in the mix for them for next year. I don't think the wide receiver will be there, so I think that will even help them give him the money.
They're going to cut him. Mike Thomas, they're going to cut him.
Oh, I don't think he's
They're
going to.
They're going to eat that contract. Hard hit on the cap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like $40 million or
$40 million.
Yeah.
Well, then you keep him.
Yeah.
But that's all I have to say in regards to them. Hopefully, yes, continue to win.
It's unfortunate that Winston blew out his knee. This was finally his big chance after getting released by Tampa Bay to be ahead, get a chance at another starting job in the NFL. There was conversation that I had with Emerson a couple of weeks ago about him ripping into one of the players on the sidelines. I didn't agree with, but I hope he's able to rehab his knee and be able to come back. And I hope he's able to compete next year to get the starting job with the New Orleans Saints. I don't think New Orleans will go after Watson. I think a lot of teams may have a problem on how much money they have, not money, but draft picks they may have to give up for Watson next year, because he's going to be suspended about eight or 9 games next year. Easy. They're paying him right now. Houston is paying him right now to stay home. So whoever gets him, you're going to have to give up quite a bit of draft picks, and he's not going to play probably the first 8 or 9 games. So, and we'll tell.
Do you think Texans cut him?
No, because somebody's willing to give you something for him. Somebody's will. Let's take a look. Not Tampa Bay. Miami. You always hear Miami's name lurking for Watson. Washington needs a quarterback. I don't see Aaron Rodgers there next year with Green Bay. Denver needs a quarterback. Carolina needs a quarterback. You're talking about a young man that can get your team to the playoffs.
Are the Raiders going to stick with Carr?
Yes.
I think he might be.
I think Gruden always put fear in Carr, making him feel like, you know what, I'm letting you drive the car, but I really don't trust you, and I really don't like you taking the car out. This head coach finally got his shot and tell him, you know what, I believe in you. Go do your job. I believe in you.
Yeah. Well, listen, man.
Here's the keys to the car.
We got to talk about some of those wonderful backup quarterbacks that played this weekend, man. I mean, there were like 4 backup quarterbacks that came in and led their teams to victory. Where would they be next year?
Yeah.
Maybe at Walmart. NFL trades. Von Miller of the Denver Broncos traded to the Los Angeles Rams for a 2nd and 3rd round picks in 2022. Was that a good trade, Terry?
It's going to remain to be seen. It's a really good trade if they win the Super Bowl, but with this trade, to me, they went all in. I think they won't have any first round selections until 2024 with this. I think they only get like 4 picks in the next draft. And I think it's like as early or as late as the 3rd round. But I think they see a window of opportunity. Some experts have said that they're a favorite to win the Super Bowl. So they're going for it. I don't blame them for that. But again, the downfall is draft picks, and then I don't know how they're going to do if later on in the later years, because now with all these contracts they have, they can't build or develop any new talent to stay competitive. They're going to have to spend money, and I think it'll hurt them in the long run, rather than having some rookie, some guys on rookie contracts that they could develop. But we'll see. What are they, 7-1 right now? So that their odds to get to the Super Bowl look really good, and it's at their home stadium. So they went for it. You can't blame them for it.
Malcolm.
Ooh, bruh. Come back to me on that one. I'm sorry.
Come back to you.
me. Yeah.
Okay.
He's emotional, man. Oh, man.
Emerson.
Listen, we know what Von Miller's resume is. He's been a top Pro Bowl pass rusher for many, many years. What's left in that tank in Von Miller, I think, is yet to be seen. I know that they have a great rotation, defensive line rotation there with the Rams right now, and adding him, you're not asking him to play all the downs. He's going to be used as a situational pass rusher, I'm thinking, because they have Leonard Floyd there and some other pieces to go along with Donaldson there in the middle. But will we see the Von Miller that we know? Because he's been hurt. and he hasn't put up the numbers that we've seen him put up. So I'm gonna do a wait and see on this one, like Terry, because regardless of all the picks that they had to give up and all that stuff that they're not going to have for the next few years, I want to see if the Von Miller that we know is still there. Von Miller, show up and show out, and you'll prove me wrong.
Let's see. I'm almost speechless with that. Brian.
I think you're going to cry.
Oh, yeah.
The way I look at it is, like Terry said, they are all in. They're just putting all the chips on the table. I like the pickup, but I thought it was a bit much for Von Miller at this age in his career. But their window is now, and you can't wait around when you have the team that's ready. Got to go for it. So I don't knock them. You figure you got Donaldson, you got corner, got the quarterback. So go for it. I can't knock them. I like their team. On paper, they should be able to pass rush very well, which they're already been doing with the blitz too. So go for it. I like it.
Malcolm.
The Rams are a solid team. We already knew that before the trade. Before the trade, no doubt. This made them, their defense even, more better. They're trying to basically corner the market on using their pass rush with 4-man pass rush as opposed to a blitz, which can help. Which Von Miller will help if he's healthy. You're right. He's not the Von Miller of 5 or 7 years ago. They're getting what they're getting. And to me, the Rams overpaid for this, and B is right. You gave them a second and a third this year. They don't have a first-round pick until 2025. So whatever GM or whoever gets this team, don't even go to your draft, okay? Because you're going to have nothing. They got 1 draft pick next year, whatsoever, 1. So you might as well say, whoever's available, just pick them, because right now they're doing nothing. They're going to wind up trading their players away. What they figure out was the fact that we do terrible in the draft, so let us, trade for all our players and give away all our first-round picks. Then overpay for our players also, when they buy them, because they overpaid for Ramsey. They set the market on golf, and then traded golf. Okay, so it's up to them. The Rams, whoever's running that organization, is doing a terrible job, but they got players. That's all you can say. They're here and now. Right now, they would say they're the they buy their players. They accuse Dallas of that all the time. Dallas have done none of that in the last 20 years. As you can see, we ain't nowhere near the Super Bowl. But my point is, they always accuse other teams of buying teams like that. That's exactly what the Rams are trying to do. They're trying to buy championship, and it's going to blow up in their face. They're not going to have any equity as far as draft picks. And don't be surprised in 3 to 4 years if they're in the basement for another 4 or 5 years. After this team is done with their players, they have no equity, no draft equity whatsoever.
For me, I think that was too much for the Rams to give up a second and a third round pick to give Von Miller. I think within 6 years from now, I think that organization is going to be hurting because they're not going to have any young players develop. I give the owner reminds me of a quiet George Steinbrenner. I'm willing to spend the money. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need. And I'll write the check out.
But everybody wants an owner like that, right?
Not necessarily.
No?
Because you have to have a balance. You have
a good owner has smart people around them, meaning smart people who's a capologist, a smart person who can pick talent and draft talent. That's what a good owner does. Right. Your scouting department helps. Right now, they probably ain't paying attention to college. They said, "Oh, college is playing. Who knows?"
And here's and for me, and I'm not saying this because it's my team. Pittsburgh started out with Chuck Noll under a 4-3. Pittsburgh, when Bill Cowher came, 3-4 defense. Under Tomlin, 3-4 defense. From 1969 to right now, Pittsburgh's only had 3 head football coaches. What Pittsburgh wants in players on offense and defense hasn't changed on the offensive line and on the defensive line. What they want in linebackers is having a system to develop your players, to go through the draft. That's Pittsburgh's philosophy. This owner is saying, if you want to go out and get the star player, I'm willing to write the check. So the Rams told the owner, hey, we want to get Von Miller. We want a pass rush basically to go after the Cowboys, to go after Aaron Rodgers, and to go after Tom Brady.
Yep.
Because we're going to need 4 horsemen to go after those quarterbacks. Because we're going to need everybody else to play coverage.
Play to win the game.
Tell me again, Herm.
Play to win the game.
That's
Flash.
the bottom line.
Flash, it's lonely at the top.
So I think they gave up bottom line, I think they gave up way too much. I think if you want to be nice, a 4th round pick, that's it. I think even that's too high. I really think Von Miller's about a 5th round pick. Melvin Ingram of the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't like how many snaps he was getting. He wanted out. Pittsburgh traded him to the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Chiefs give up a 6th round pick. Emerson.
Melvin Ingram is not the Melvin Ingram that we all know. He had a half a sack this year or something like that, and 1 tackle. Maybe 1 tackle and maybe a half a sack, something like that. I don't even know. He has not shown up on paper. He's not even shown up in the locker room on time. They could have just cut him, and I don't even know if anybody would have signed him. But somebody always looking for a pass rusher, and they want to light a fire on the player. And we'll see what happens with Mr. Ingram. I was a big fan of Ingram when he was with the San Diego Chargers, but I just don't know what he has left or if there's anything left in the tank.
Well, Pittsburgh did get a 6th round pick. Malcolm, give it to us quick on him.
Good job, Pittsburgh, getting a 6th round pick because he has nothing in the tank anymore. I think it's a done deal. I mean, like you said, as long as they got something for him, and it is what it is.
Yeah. Harry.
It was a good decision. It was starting to cause problems within the team, within the organization. So they had to do what they had to do. They had to keep the chemistry right on the team. So good move.
Brian.
Now, in the words of a Steeler fan who watched the games, I was hurt because I liked him on the team. I thought on paper, you only seen 1 sack, but he had a lot of pressures. And he was giving spot duties to J.J. Watt and Highsmith on the other side. Oh, I think we're going to miss that. Yeah. So.
Well, yeah, you'll miss it if one of them get hurt.
Exactly.
Well, T.J. Watt is hurt.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't really particularly like the move, especially just for a 5th round pick. But if they think that's what they need to do, I can't go wrong. Steelers seem to know what they're doing most of the time. See.
Yes, they do.
I hated to see Melvin Ingram go because in the first game of the season, they had a good chemistry going of reps between TJ, as Brian would say, and Alex Highsmith. And then all of a sudden the reps started going down, down, down. And now the Steelers picked up Taco Bell from the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh,
Good luck. Good luck with that. No, he wasn't from the Dallas Cowboys.
No, he wasn't from the
Dallas
Cowboys.
drafted him. Dallas drafted him. Somebody
The
else.
same year,
TJ Watt.
TJ Watt.
wow.
But let's see what happens. Quick note: Deshaun Jackson of the Los Angeles Rams was released, but he cleared, and now he's a free agent. Guys, NFL picks for Week 9.
Hey,
Emerson, give me the Jets and the Colts.
Jets. I like Mike White, the backup quarterback.
Okay, Falcons.
Man, I can tell you wrong on that one.
Right now, you're
Right
wrong.
now, chalk that up, folks.
Gary.
Loser.
Falcons, Saints.
Saints come marching in and get this one.
Okay. Malcolm, Broncos, Dallas.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, man. Once again, I don't know how the heck you could go against
Give me a pick, Malcolm.
America team. Dallas Cowboy all the way. Let's go, Cowboys.
I thought you had a Steeler hat on
Clubhouse
backwards.
Yeah, pretty much. Patriots, Carolina, Brian.
Patriots.
Vikings, Baltimore, Emerson.
I'm going with Baltimore.
Cleveland, Cincinnati, Terry.
Cincinnati.
Buffalo, Jacksonville, Malcolm.
Buffalo.
Houston, Miami, Brian.
Miami.
Raiders versus the Giants, Emerson.
Come on, Raiders, I need you. Beat those Giants.
Why? They stink.
Chargers versus Eagles, Terry.
Chargers.
Cardinals, 49ers, Malcolm.
49ers.
Yeah, I'm going to go 49ers again. Yes, I won with them last week. I'm going with the Niners.
Yeah, revenge game. Revenge game right
Yeah.
here.
Titans
G.
versus the Rams, Brian.
Rams.
And the last one, Bears versus Steelers. I'm taking the Steelers. What a surprise.
Yeah.
Go Steelers.
Oh, man.
But on a good note, once again, we would like to thank our good neighbors next door in Canada
Yes, yes, yes.
for listening. And to the lovely people in the Philippines, we thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
And
Love y'all out there.
And for
Shout out.
everybody that watches the show, we thank you
Worldwide.
from the
Thank
bottom
you
of
for
our
watching.
hearts.
Yes, indeed.
Yes,
Emerson.
worldwide.
Roll call, if you please.
We want to thank you for watching our show, but it's the time that we must go. And we'll see you next week. Thank you for watching Exo Sports Talk. Woo! Good night, everybody.
Peace.
Oh, God.
night.
I hope everybody comes back after that.
Yes, I hope so.
I mean, the
Thank
new
you.
intro song right there.
Lingo.
That's the ending song. That's the
Read the
outro.
script, will you?
We need a new outro.
Oh, man.